Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in the series of Tinies from Small Victories by Johanna Basford using Black Widow's pencils. We have another single floral to do today, and I'm just looking at it thinking that I would like to do all those petals in slightly different colours. I'm not talking a rainbow flower, don't worry. I'm just talking about maybe doing the outside set a little bit darker than the next one But I've got to decide what colour, and I'm thinking maybe blues. We haven't done a blue flower yet. So I think that might be the way to go. And we do have, I'm just having a little look at my blues. Yeah, I think I do have a set of colours. Which will probably work. That one, Yes, I'm going to grab them now while I remember. So I'm going to use the Galaxy Blue, the Storm Blue, and the Blue Horizon. I think they are close enough together in colour to work. We'll see if I'm right. So I am just sharpening the Galaxy Blue to get us going. Now this is my darkest colour, and I want my darkest on the outside. For me that seems to make sense. Don't know. Now I think that's what I'll do. So I'll get a lot of layers down here at the base, and then taper it off to the tip, covering it completely but trying to make it darker down at the base. Can you see? I hope you can. It's a yappy dog outside. Hope it's all right. There we go. And just work all the way around on this very outside edge. There we go. And then once we we'll switch colours in a minute. There we go. Yeah, I hope everyone's good today. It's quite dull today. Been talking to some people really finding that that's good weather. There's a chap who works at the farmer's market who's from Scotland. Well, he says he's from Scotland, but he's not got a Scottish accent. But anyway, I think it might be that his family are from Scotland, and he says once it's over 18 degrees it's way too hot for him. So he was enjoying it today. He had a jacket on actually and a hat. Storm Blue. He's wearing a cap actually. I think he tends to wear that anyway. Now I'm going to use the Storm Blue on these ones that I've done already, and then the next layer, and it's just to carry on a bit of that colour across so that it ties it all together, and it helps to burnish it a bit so that you can see less white paper through. But there were quite a lot of people out and about. It was dry. It was warm enough I didn't have a jacket, a coat or jumper or anything on. It was just cloudy, which was nice. He was saying this is what summer should be like, or is what we're used to. And it's true in this country. When growing up as a kid, summer was always quite cloudy and often wet, and so that's what we're sort of used to. So when it becomes very hot, like record-breaking hot, and constant sunshine, it's just not what we're used to dealing with. And yes, some people really, really like that, but I think a lot of people do find that once it gets over 30, or once it's been hot for more than a few weeks, they want a little bit of a break, because that's what we're used to. We're so used to the rain. Rainy Britain. So having something that's, when it isn't raining, it's a bit of a shock. Okay, so I've swapped to my Blue Horizon, and just like on the last ones, I'm going to go all the way over this row with them. But I think the market stall holders do appreciate it being dry and not too windy. Depends what you're sort of doing, but I think selling, but sometimes lots of wind can be quite tricky. Now this is our final blue, but I don't want to make it too dark on the tip still, so I still am going to taper it off a bit. I may have to do something to make that work, but I'll have a think. I think I can put a fairly thick layer on that end and still build up a bit. Oh, I think the sun's come out. It's my fault. Talking about how we're not used to it. There we go. Oh, I quite like that. It's a bit different. I don't know if it looks realistic. What does it matter? Now the centre to me looks slightly sunk in, how I've coloured it. And I think when it looks like that, if you do a really dark colour, it emphasises that even more. Now I'm going to try doing the zephyr blue for that dark colour. Is that it there? No. Oh, there it is. Which is almost like a dark indigo. But if it doesn't quite work, I might have to add in some black. But we'll see how it goes. I've got a little plan to... I'm not going to just colour it completely plain. So I'm just going to start off by going all the way around the edge. And probably a few times, whoops, to build up a few layers. So we've got a nice dark edge. Yeah, there we are. And then I'm going to do less coming in towards the middle. Like that. I'm going to try and emphasise that a bit more. And I'm hoping it makes it look like it's slightly sticking up. Hard to tell if it does look like that or not. But that was the idea. But it still looks interesting, I think. And there we are. Gosh, that felt very quick, but I'm pleased with how it looks. I think some of the tips of that centre ones are a little bit scruffy from what I can tell from my squinting at my tiny screen, but anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.